Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope you guys are having a great and excellent day. Hope you, well, we first want to give thanks and praise to Allah for waking us up this morning because this is the day that He has made, and may we rejoice and be glad in it. So we're thankful to Him for allowing us to see another day. I hope you had a great and excellent day. And for any chance, likelihood that you didn't, always remember that tough times don't last, but tough people do. So always keep that in mind. Get into the topic for this video. So Michael Oher, think he went to attended the University of Mississippi. Um, where was he drafted? I think by the Baltimore Ravens, offensive lineman. I believe that's correct, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they did a movie about his adoption, which I'm going to touch on. Okay, the Ravens. Thank you, brother. I'm going to touch on in a couple of minutes. Well, in a couple of seconds, I should say, not a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. They did a movie called The Blind Side with Sandra Bullock, who played his adoptive mother. Um, I can't pronounce these people's name right. The Tuohys, I think that's how you say their name, the Tuohys. Uh, Lee and Tuohy. That's who Sandra Bullock portrayed her in the movie The Blind Side. I didn't go see the movie. I wasn't interested in it. I don't like these feel good story movies where they make the they make the hero of the movie to be the white people. He was adopted by a white couple, and they just make them seem like, if it wasn't for them, he would have been going down the wrong path. He would have been dead. He would have been this and that. But they came and saved the day. Dun 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 dun. I'm not into all that. It's foolishness. Are there good adoptive parents out there? Yeah. Whether they be white or black, they're good. But those parents don't seem to get the credit because there are a lot of black parents out there that could have adopted this young man. There are a lot of black men and women, married couples that could have adopted this young man, and he could have had the same story or had an even better ending. But I'm going to get into the topic of this video. So it says here, oop, former NFL tackle Michael Oher, known for the movie The Blind Side, which I just alluded to, has taken legal action by filing a petition in a Tennessee probate court against Sean and Leanne Tuohy. Oher alleges that the Tuohys deceived him by having him sign papers designating them as his conservators instead of his adoptive parents almost 20 years ago. In his petition submitted to Shelby County Probate Court on Monday, Shelby County, that's the county seat is Memphis, for those of you who may not know. Oher seeks the termination of the conservatorship and requests a thorough financial investigation into the earnings generated from the use of his name and story. Additionally, he demands to be paid what he is rightfully owed, including interest. Notably, Oher, who has expressed his discontent with the movie based on his life, y'all remember that. He didn't agree with that movie. He didn't agree with it. Oher, who has expressed his discontent with the movie based on his life, also seeks sanctions against the Tuohys. He asked the court to hold them accountable and require them to provide compensatory and punitive damages as determined by the court. In his petition, Oher reveals that he recently became aware in February of this past February, that the Tuohys still hold the role of his conservators. Oher raises an accusation against the Tuohys, stating that they never made any efforts to legally pursue custody of him prior to his 18th birthday, despite his involvement with the Tennessee Department of Human Services. It is worth noting that the conservatorship documents were filed on August 4th, 2004, after Oher, Oher had already reached the age of 18 in May of the same year. Interesting. What say y'all on this? How do y'all feel about this? It's interesting, huh? Very interesting. Hmm. Always, I'm thinking of a saying: if it's too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it is. And this seems like one of those cases where it's too good to be true. It was a Hollywood feel good story. You know, they came, like I said, they came and saved the day. Dun, 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 you know, and come to find out that seemed to be a farce, a lie, a facade. Michael Oher didn't, right, white savior BS, exactly. Michael Oher didn't even like the movie. He didn't agree with it. He didn't agree with it. So here we are now. He found out 6 months ago that the Tuohys were on some BS. They were on that bull. You know, Oher is now what, 37 years old. So this is like, yeah, almost 20 years ago. And so 19 years ago, but better late than never. That's what I always say. Better late than never. Yeah, bits and pieces, exactly. They didn't tell the whole story, and the whole story is still not being told because I'm sure there are more layers to be there are more layers to this onion. There are more layers to be peeled back. It's more than meets the eye. But like I said, better late than never. I'm just glad that Michael Oher didn't pass away. You know, he's still alive to see this through. Well, you know, he's still alive to go after these people because it seemed like they scammed him. They knew he had a talent and they profited off of it. But it's not the first time we've heard of this. It won't be the last time, unfortunately. They profited from this young man's talent and made themselves wealthy. But like again, I hate that white, like you said, brother. I hate that white savior BS. I hate it. I hate it to it. I hate it with every fiber of my being because it's like, you know, without them, this young man would have went down in despair. He owed him, everything. He need to bow down and kiss their asses, worship their feet at their feet. Because without them, he would have been nothing. He would have been a wretch. I just hate that. And like I said earlier in this video, he could have, it could have, there were thousands of black people who could have adopted this young man. Black couples. And he would have had the same turnout. Yeah, there are black people, unfortunately, there are some black people who are on that BS too. I have to keep it 1,000. There are some that are on that BS, unfortunately, and that saddens me. But we cannot pretend, or we cannot allow society to pretend that white people are angels. They do no wrong. They have no fault in them. That they are saviors. We cannot pretend that we owe them our livelihood, that we owe them for everything. We cannot pretend that they are just immortal. We cannot just sit up here and fall into that those lies. And sadly, even in 2023, we damn near in 2024, many of our people still fall for that. They worship the white man, the white woman. They worship them to no end. They are their Lord and Savior. This isn't hate speech. This is truth speech. 1,000% truth speech. So don't get it twisted. This isn't hate. We just act like they are our saviors. Remember, their descendants were the greatest criminals the world has ever known. They were the first, white men were the first deadbeat dads, the first pedophiles, the first drug dealers, the first gangbangers, the first thieves. Where do you think incest came from? Have y'all watched the show The Crown? I know it's not on yet. It's not on anymore. You can still catch it, I think, on Netflix or whatever. It's not. It's not. There aren't any more episodes of it. I think it concluded 2 years ago or last year. But in any event, and I didn't know this until watching the show. My wife was watching it. That in the royal family, in order to maintain the royal bloodline, um, the males in the royal family would have sex with the third, fourth, or fifth cousin down the family tree. A fourth or fifth cousin, that's still a cousin. That is incest. That's still, you still have the same bloodline. That is nasty. That is disgusting. That's what they did to maintain the bloodline. So the male heir, or what so have you, would have sex with a cousin who was, like I said, was a third or fourth or fifth or sixth or whatever cousin, which is still a cousin. They would impregnate this cousin in order to maintain the bloodline, to keep the heir, to keep the hierarchy going. This is real talk. How disgusting is that? But we're the savages, we're the criminals. But many of y'all worship these people. You worship them with an agape love. You worship him more than you worship God. Again, this is not hate speech. This is truth speech. 1,000% truth speech. So we just got to keep it 1,000. I don't hate white people. I don't hate anyone. Take that back. I hate people who harm children, who harm women, who harm Black people, including other Black people. But I don't hate anyone because of their ethnicity. I don't. Do I think we should be separate? Yes. I think that Black people should be separate. I think that we should separate from mainstream society, separate from white people. That doesn't mean you can't be friends with them. Sure, be friends with them. You want to be friends with a white person? Be friends with them. I'm friends with some white people. But look at the Asian community. They're separated. They're for segregation. The Middle Eastern community, look at them. They don't intermingle with us. Neither do the Asian community. They separate. They separate. Yes, they're still in society, but they have their own community. We need our own. Elijah Muhammad, the messenger, said it decades ago. The greatest solution to the race issue in America is separation. And that's still true today in 2023. And I will stand 10 toes down on that. Separation is the greatest answer and the solution to the race issue here in the United States, the United Snakes, or whatever you want to call it, of America with 3 Ks. It is. Let's just keep it 1,000, because we have tried to be peaceful for almost 500 years. We've fought in every damn war. We voted in these sham elections, been patriotic, been peaceful, loving, church-going people who pray to their Jesus, a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, their God, and we still cannot receive justice in this nation. We're still being murdered. Cats and dogs, rats and roaches have more rights than we do. You kill my dog. I love my dog. But if there would be an outcry and calls for someone to go to jail for killing my dog. But if someone killed me, I'll just be a hashtag. Yeah, go through my life with a fine-tooth comb. Well, when he was in 3rd to 6th grade, he got into a lot of fights. He was suspended a lot. From the age of 9 to 13, he was suspended a lot. Or 9 to 12, excuse me. 9 to 12 years old, he was suspended quite a bit. He just was suspended. From 3rd grade to 6th grade, from 9 to 12, he was suspended. Why did I get into those fights? I didn't start them, but I finished them. My parents taught me that. When he was, 13 years old, him and his friends, they got kicked out of a mall. Why did we get kicked out of a mall? Because we were racially profiled. We were cracking jokes, and one of the sales ladies at the store where we were at thought we were making too much noise, and instead of telling us to quiet it down, she kicked us out the store. Security kicked us out the mall and called the police, who made us walk home 2.5 miles in the freezing temperatures and snow in Detroit in late December. I was 13 years old. Never forget it. In 8th grade. So they can, they'll go through my life with a fine-tooth comb and find that I wasn't a saint. I wasn't an angel. But no one's an angel. No one's a saint. No one's perfect. But the most rapid, vicious, flea-bitten dog will receive justice before any of us will. Am I right, or am I absolutely right? Am I 1,000% on this? It's the truth. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit that subscribe button so you get notifications of when I do videos on here. It's just the truth. It's the ugly truth. So I think Michael Oher, I think I pronounced his brother's last name correctly. If I'm not, please forgive me. Oher, I'll take him at his word. I'm not a fan of this conservatorship because it almost sound like ownership. That's what it sounds like, ownership. Or here. Thank you, brother. Or here. Oh, that's the last name. Oher. Okay. Thank you. Michael Oher. I've been pronouncing his brother's name wrong the whole damn video. Damn, my bad. Michael Oher. So this conservatorship sounds almost like ownership. Like these people had the right to, I guess they felt like because they adopted him, or I guess they didn't adopt him, whatever the case may be, that they raised him or whatever, what so have you, that they have the right to own him. They have his rights. That's why I said slavery is not over. It's just transfer. It's more um conveniently legal now. Gone are the days of us in the on the plantation, with the white men with the whip beating us. They're no longer doing that. But slavery is never over by any stretch of the imagination. It is not over. So, and that's why I said I'm not a fan of this conservatorship, because, like I said, it seems like it's ownership. That's no different than me owning my dog. My dog's an animal. I feed him. I give him shelter, give him water, take care of him. Of course, he can't sue. He's an animal, and that seemed like how they were treating Michael Orr, like he was their circus gorilla. Oh, this nigger's gonna make us money. You know, this nigger. They did a movie about it, which he hated the damn movie because it wasn't true. But you know, so I hope everything works out for brother. I hope he learns not to be trusting moving forward in the future. To watch his front as well as his back. Like have two sets of eyes, one in the front and back, and just don't be so trusting of people. See people for who they are. You gotta vet them. You gotta vet people. You have gotta vet them in this day and age, because people are not on the up and up. Things aren't always what they seem, especially in this day and age. So, like I said, I'm sorry this happened to him. I hope things work out for brother. I hope he's able to see this through. I'll be keeping him in my prayers. And while I'm on the, subject of how we worship, white people, I mentioned, a former friend of mine who, when God removes someone from your life, you gotta consider it a blessing. You have to consider it a blessing, because this person, they needed to be removed from my life. They're still alive, but they needed to be removed. That's my friend, is what I'm saying. And I can't roll with someone who doesn't see the wrong in the people that they love. They can't see them doing any wrong. They make disparaging, terms toward black people, and this is a quote unquote another black person, but they just love whiteness. You know, go about your way. Love your white people. As he told me, I love my white people. Well, you go ahead and love your white people. I'm gonna go ahead and love my black people. I'm not a hashtag E1, everybody first. That's not me. I don't roll that way. I'm B1 all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year. So no, I don't roll with this hashtag W1 or hashtag B3, B4, no, even B2. I'm B1. B1. If you don't want to be B1, and I'm referring to this person, then so be it. God bless you. You have my thoughts and prayers. But as for me and my house, we're B1 all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year. Just want to say that. Don't have time for fake ones. Don't have time for frauds. No time for that. Black people, we can't afford to have frauds among us. Either you with us or against us. You can't be a fence straddler. You can't be. Can't afford that in this day and age. Any event, y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Um, Brothers as well as sisters, y'all be safe out here. Satan is busy now more so than ever. Beware your surroundings. Beware and be aware. Like I said, Satan is busy. He has ramped up his efforts, or they have ramped up their efforts, because Satan has his army every day. They're training, they're in the gym 24/7, trying to destroy us. So please beware and be aware. Whether you're going to running errands, taking the kids to school, or going to work, whatever the case may be, or just going to the park, or just enjoying the outdoors. Just be safe out here. Be safe. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Thank you for supporting the podcast and my channel. Continue to support your brother. All right, y'all. Till next time. Take care. Love y'all much. Peace.